This is VicTORIous, the podcast, with your hostess, Dr. Victoria Hoffman, also known as Tori Tellem, with our special guest, Lisa
List of
Cleveland.
testimonials on that page. You'll also see if you go to purev.com that there are testimonials that show up on there from all sorts of people. So don't just take my word for it. There's several
Right,
people out there that are confirming this product
right.
is working for them. So,
Yeah, that's great. And
yeah.
within that, what are those top benefits that your testimonials are naming? What are some of the top benefits that your clients actually experience from using Pure V?
Well, obviously the weight loss,
Right.
increased energy from that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are talking about the Flow product. They
Mm-hmm.
use that to enhance their performance when they're doing athletic skills or working out. Their recovery
Right.
time from that is shorter. They're
Uh-huh.
also noticing brain fog isn't so much there anymore because of the oxygenation that is now able to reach the brain.
Right.
A lot of college students, and I know this applies to you at this point too.
Yes,
A lot of
ma'am.
college students are using the mood product because they feel overwhelmed with classes and all that's going
Yeah.
on that way, and
Hmm.
they're loving that product. Um, so yeah, we've got all
Great.
age groups and all different results from everything. It's a great set of
That's
supplements.
great. That's awesome. I love that it's versatile and everyone can use it. Like you named college students, even like up from college and up. I love how everyone's able to benefit from it. And it's not necessarily tailored to one specific niche, but that allows, a wider audience to be able to be blessed by these benefits as well. So that's always a great thing. I love that it's not what do you say, bottlenecked to a specific
Right.
thing. But
Yeah.
that's very great that you all offer, such a versatile log of benefits for everyone. And so that's great. I really like that. Yes, ma'am. And I wanted to ask you as well, you mentioned weight loss, you mentioned it helps with inflammation and things of that sort. But what would you say are some long-term benefits that people may not notice right away, but ultimately it helps with their health later on?
One thing I would recommend, and this is Dr. De Silva's you, if you don't do anything else, the
Mm-hmm.
probiotic and the D3K2.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our immune system is located in our gut, so we have to have a healthy gut.
It's true.
Probiotic is extremely important with that. It also affects your brain function.
Mm-hmm.
So the probiotic, the D3K2, they are going to also boost your immune system. So that's something you may not notice, but
Right,
right away, but over time you'll realize, hey, I maybe didn't fall into the flu category that everybody's in right now.
right.
I feel stronger. I don't have the inflammation, but
Mhm.
maybe I'm thinking more clearly. Those two
That's good.
products, it's going to be most likely it's going to be a
Wow.
long-term thing that you're going to see as you go down the road.
That's great. That's great. That's very, very, very beneficial. And that's the thing too. Some products nowadays it's like it helps with short-term problems, but you
Mhm.
end up having to keep taking it or things like that just to, like you said, deal with temporary pain. But this has a long-term effect, which is very, very, very beneficial. So that's great. Thank you so much for elaborating on that as well. I wanted to ask as well, have you heard any feedback from other health professionals in the industry about Pure V? I know you said you're up and starting, you're about 2 years old as far as a company, but have you heard of any feedback about the impact of Pure V from other health professionals in the industry as well?
Absolutely. We have actually several doctors and nurses that are part of the business and working with us distributing these products,
Mm. Wow.
especially when it comes to the weight loss product. Our,
Right.
our product doesn't have the negative side effects that the shots do.
Mm.
And this is giving doctors an alternative to using those shots for weight loss.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
again, those shots cannot be taken long term. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of negative side effects with them. Some were extremely surprising to me, not things
Wow.
I would have expected. Um,
Wow.
and ours has side benefits to it not
Wow.
side effects, and it can be taken long term. So,
Hmm.
plus it's less
Yeah.
expensive. So,
Yes.
doctors are very happy to have an alternative to offer to their patients.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Wow. So it's not only cost effective, but it is beneficial. It's not something temporary. There are long-term benefits as well. So that's great. And you're doing a wonderful job just simply like just summarizing everything and helping us to really grasp this awesome, awesome product here. So thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for sharing this with us. So what are some future plans that you all have for Pure V?
Well, I know that they have other products in development right now. I'm
Okay.
not privy to know what those are at this point. We're also doing it, we're educating people. So this Saturday, tomorrow, Dr.
Mm-hmm.
De Silva is actually doing a free health symposium
Mm-hmm.
where he has a list of 40 questions he's going to run us through.
Okay.
And you can kind of grade yourself. Are you
Okay.
doing a good job where your health is concerned? Are you not? Where do you need to improve? Where are you doing
Mhm.
fantastic? So
Right.
we're offering those sorts of things as well and
Wow.
educating people. And if anybody's interested in that, I've got the information that you can actually get on that call from home
Mhm.
and go along with us.
Wow, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So how would you said it's on the website? You have where individuals can participate in that as well?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Wonderful. And another thing that I wanted to kind of piggyback on what we talked about, you mentioned that the way that you would take the products. I wanted to ask specifically about diet. Is it something where, because you mentioned weight loss, so it made me think
Sure.
about, is this something that individuals would have to completely change their diet and the way that they eat, or is this something that they can pretty much keep their basic routines and just take Pure V in addition? Is it something like that, or is it something where they would have to completely reconstruct their diet? Because I know that may be a question for some who are interested specifically in the weight loss that you
Right.
mentioned.
Yes.
Mhm,
Okay. So on the Pure Max page that we
mhm,
have developed,
mhm.
there is a list of things that you can do to enhance the effectiveness of that product.
Okay.
Of course, you can't eat cake and cookies all day
Right.
long and take the pill and
Expect
think you're going
results.
to lose weight. That's not going to happen. This is
Right.
not a miracle pill. So if that's what
Mhm.
you're looking for, this is not it. You've
Right.
got to do your part. So
Right.
just be aware. None of us are perfect. I mean,
Right.
I started this in October, so we got through the holidays. Did I not eat any sweets? Of course I did. Of course I
Of
did.
course.
But just knowing that, okay, I ate maybe two cookies today. I don't eat the entire box,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Right.
Um, so you have to be intentional about your
That's
diet
good. That's
and
good.
know that you need to make changes. One
Mhm.
thing I've done too is intermittent fasting with that, and Dr. De Silva
Mhm.
has told us how to go about doing that. So that
Mhm.
has helped, drinking more water. But there's
Right.
a whole list that we've provided you of things that you can do that
Mhm.
will enhance the effectiveness of that product.
Right.
And none of them is not doable.
That's
They're
good.
all fairly easy to incorporate into your life.
That's great. Wow, that's awesome. And that makes sense what you're saying. Of course, we have to do our part. You can't just eat junk food and expect any difference. So, what's the saying that you can't do the same thing and expect different results? So,
Exactly.
that's great.
Exactly.
And you mentioned you said you lost 18 pounds. Is that correct?
I know I lost 13 pounds, but
17
over
pounds. That's
18
great.
inches.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So
I wanted to ask you, what was your routine like? What were some things that you did in order to lose 13 pounds? Because that's commendable.
thank you.
Yeah.
So I was intentional about how I ate. I eat mainly organic most of the
Okay.
time.
Mhm.
Drink more water. I exercise on a regular basis, but I always did that. Um,
Right.
the intermittent fasting was probably one of the major things that I've incorporated that I did not do before. I
Mhm.
work 2 days a week still, and those 2 days I can't do the intermittent fasting, and I realize that. But the rest
Got
of
it.
the week, I really work at staying within that time frame for that.
That's good. That's
It's
good.
helped. It's
That's
helped.
great. Wow. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I was very curious about that to see kind of how you were able to manage that with your day-to-day schedule. So that explains a lot. That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to ask you as well, do you see Pure V evolving even more? I know you cover a lot of demographic already, but within the next 5 years or so, where do you see Pure V even expanding to from now?
Well, Pure V right now is manufactured, located in, all of our processes are within the United States.
Hmm.
That is where our company is located. In fact, we're located in Indiana, is our
Okay, great.
headquarters.
Yes.
So right now we're building teams within the United States. We
Mhm.
will be expanding that in the future. And within the next 5 years, I look for us to most likely be in Canada, I would
Okay.
think, maybe
Well,
Mexico. But
that's
yes,
great.
we will be expanding outside of the United States.
Great. Okay, great. So what specific states right now are you reaching predominantly?
We are actually clear across the country from
Oh,
coast to
wow.
coast.
That's
So,
great.
yeah,
Great coverage. That's
yeah.
wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
great for, like you mentioned, you're up and starting, but that's wonderful to be able to cover pretty much all of the US. So
Uh-huh.
that's great. That's a great start. And I'm looking forward to seeing where you expand to as well within the next few years here elsewhere.
So are we.
Sure. Yes, ma'am. So are there any collaborations or partnerships that are in the works that you're excited about or something that you could let us know about?
Well, one thing that I think is important as far as this type of business goes for people to know is
Right.
we are a completely debt-free company. We do
Mhm.
not have any partners in that type of control thing.
Right.
Our founders are it.
Okay.
We don't intend to partnership with anyone else
No.
financially or
Okay.
otherwise. Uh,
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
and we have been making a profit since day one.
Okay.
So that's, I think, important for people to
That's great.
realize. Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
so,
Yes, that's great. Well,
ah,
congratulations once again.
thank you.
That's a great accomplishment in itself. So, what has been the most rewarding from this journey working with Pure V? What would you say for you personally has been the most rewarding part of this journey? I know you mentioned earlier about being able to find something that works and that can prevent certain issues. As you mentioned, you unfortunately lost loved ones due to cancer and other things of that sort. So, besides that portion, what would you say has been the most rewarding in being able to partner with Pure V and work with them?
I think the most rewarding part for me is being able to empower others,
Mm,
letting
mhm.
people know you do have options, you have
Yeah.
choices.
Yes.
There's, you can take control of your health
Hmm. That's good.
and the importance of doing your research, not just don't just accept what I'm telling you or what your doctors tell you.
Right.
Research.
That's good. Wow, that's powerful. Thank you so much. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. I really appreciate you for sharing and for being so open about this and how it not only benefits you, but how everyone can benefit from it and just how to apply it and use it in our daily life as well. And so that's one thing that I did not know is that you have so many different products tailored to pretty much everyone and whatever specific need they have where their health is concerned, you have something that could benefit them. So that's very powerful. And thank you so much for sharing that portion of your journey with us as well. So,
Thank
yes, ma'am.
you for
Of
allowing
course.
me the opportunity to do so.
Of course. Of course. And I know that you're part of being one of the founders of Pure V. I wanted to ask you what's a piece of advice that you would have for other aspiring entrepreneurs who may have an idea and they don't know where to start or they don't know, if they should believe in the product that they have to offer. What's some advice that you would give to other aspiring entrepreneurs as well?
Oh, that's a good question. Uh, my advice would be that I really feel when God gives you a dream,
Hmm.
trust it. You've been given
Right.
that dream for a reason. Um, and He will give you the way.
Amen.
You don't necessarily have to know today how that's going to shape out. Just
Right.
know that if He's given you the dream, He'll give you the way to get there.
That's
Um,
great. Amen.
You've
That's
been
so
listening
true.
to Victorious the podcast with your host, Tori Tellum, and special guest, Lisa Cleveland. Tune in next week for another segment from this awesome interview, learning about Pure V, a product for a variety of your health improvement needs.